that is going to take you to Jersey Shore.
Show me what you're crying for. I'll wipe your tears on up. If you're so taking love, we'll come for you for sure. If we're caught in a wave, I will carry you over. It don't matter where you are, I'll run to your front door. When my echoes in different directions, you know my heart's never on the move. And in the dark times, you don't have to question if I'm on where we are. You could put emotion into my love. It won't keep us apart. You could build a wall, run it up, just to get to your heart. If we're caught in a wave, baby, we'll make a way. You could put emotion into my love. It won't keep us apart. You could build a wall. It won't keep us apart. You could build a shadows play on idle hands. I lose myself if I do. But I find my way to velvet change. I'll crash right into you. If we're caught in a wave, I will carry you over. It don't matter where we are, you're still the one I choose. When my head goes in different directions, you know my heart's never on the move. And in the dark times, you don't have to question if I'm on where we are. You could put emotion into my love. It won't keep us apart. You can build a wall, run it up, just to get to your heart. If we're caught in a wave, baby, we'll make a way. You can put emotion into my love. It won't keep us apart. You can build a it won't keep us apart. You can build a you can build a you can build a it won't keep us apart.
What up? What's going on? Hold up. I didn't even check to see if indeed. Here we are. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to In My Opinion with me, Pro. And as you can see from the title tonight, I got a very special guest. And yes, we are starting a little bit late tonight, later. But I'm a flexible guy, which means I have flexible timing. So I'm going to have Brandon Douglas from Snaps and Straps come on the show today. And we're going to talk about wrestling belts. He is actually a belt collector, and he's also a designer for belts. So it's going to be kind of cool to have him on here pretty soon. He should be coming on at around 10 o'clock. So we got 30 minutes to talk about some stuff that we could possibly bring up when Brandon gets here. What's going on, Johnny? What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys can hear me well. These headphones don't really let me know if I sound good. So if you guys just want to give me a little bit of feedback, perfectly fine. But yes, as I was saying before, we are going to have Brandon from Snaps and Straps Inc. coming on. And man, his designs for his belts are pretty dope. I remember maybe a year ago now. It sounds why. How's that sound? Oh, thanks. Okay. I remember like it was like a year ago he was he was like on a Instagram live and he was showing some belts and I think it was to Trey Miguel. And they look dope. No, it was Ace Austin actually. Ace Austin. And they look dope, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, like had this mixture of red and blue, I think. It was really interesting stuff. And then recently he had a belt which I had up on my Instagram that he gave to Trey Miguel that looked like he spray painted green on it. It's cool looking. So like anybody who gets that like that X championship, he tends to spice it up for him a little bit, and it looks nice. And on top of that, he collects all kinds of belts. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what he has to say, what he thinks. I want to get his thoughts on like what the current product is. NXT was mid tonight. I watched a little bit of it, and yeah, I'm not impressed. It's hard for me to get it. I mean, I'll watch it. I'm trying to watch it, but it's just one of those things where I gotta really push myself to enjoy it nowadays. But how's everyone doing tonight? We doing good? We can just wait for a little bit until I don't even know why I watch NXT. I thought you liked NXT. You know why you watch it. You know why you watch it, because of one person and one person only. Cora Jade. Am I right or am I right? Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I watched okay. So for the first time in a long time, I finally watched Elevation Dark, AEW, Dark Elevation. And not for nothing, it's great. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I don't think there's anything wrong with being on Dark Elevation because there's some storylines on there that will eventually they'll eventually reach up to the main show that I think they want people to watch it. It's not just squash matches. It's not just squash matches, all right? They definitely want people to watch it because they're having a bunch of storylines that on there, like the Athena thing, Kiera Hogan, Matt Hardy and this Ethan Page thing, which I don't know what's going on. I have to read into it a little bit more, but apparently Ethan Page owns Matt Hardy. And it seems like that Ethan Page is messing with Matt Hardy's head. And Matt Hardy might go back to his broken character here pretty soon. I think they're probably saving it though for when Jeff Hardy comes back. If he comes back, I'm not sure. But man, yeah, I'm not sure what's going to go on. Oh my God. Is my TV too loud, guys? I don't have the remote here. It might be a little too loud. I can't watch Dark Elevation because of Monday Night Raw. It comes on a little bit before. Yeah, it definitely comes on like an hour before. I might have like a 20-minute runtime over Raw. You can totally watch it. It doesn't run at the same time. I noticed that when I was watching it. I was like, oh, this is way before Raw. You kidding me? Hold on one second, guys. I'm just waiting for our special guest to get here, and then the show will go on. But yeah, definitely. I don't know. I was watching it. It's not bad. There's some good matches on there with good storylines. I suggest anybody who's anybody go ahead and watch some Dark Elevation. It's not going to kill you. And I don't really see it as a demotion either for some of these people. And I'm so tired of this. Man, there was some people, I forgot, I won't say any names, but they were saying AEW is going to ruin Jade. What? How? She's got the championship. She's literally undefeated. She's got the baddies by her side. She just did a movie gig, or not a movie gig, but she did some voiceover. She's like literally one of their top stars. She's so protected. I don't know how AEW is going to ruin Jade Cargill anytime soon. If anything, Jade Cargill is going to ruin Jade Cargill. If, there's not like she doesn't put on like a fucking banger. Just, yeah. What's going on, Kofi? Kofi. What's going on, bro? Welcome in, man. You just joined in, bro. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how AEW is going to ruin Jade. She's like, it's like people look at somebody who's they can't ruin the streak unless no one's good there to fight. And there's plenty of people there. There's plenty of people that can just woke up. Sorry about that. My energy. I'm trying to stay awake. We're going to be having a late show tonight. Uh-oh. Wait, I'm getting a message. So will there be a link for Instagram? I love the energy. I'll be up with you. All right, here we go. Yeah, baby. If he I don't know, he's like saying if there's a link on Instagram. I'm like, no. I usually don't go live on Insta. But fuck. No, it's like Jade's not going to get ruined. I'm sorry. Jade is nowhere near getting ruined just yet. What's going on? Circle of debate. Circle of the freaking debate. What's going on, man? Yo, I'm happy you're here. Man, we got a special guest coming on. I'm talking about Jade here. Well, I'm usually talking about how other people's opinions piss me off because they do. Will you pause there? Man, what the hell is what is going on? Will you post it for other people to watch on other platforms? I mean, I'm already live. Hold on. Let's see. What can I do for you, fam? Damn it. Anyways, what was I saying? Okay. Man. Anyways, guys. And another thing is like people were saying that Kiara Hogan Ugh. I don't know what he's trying to. I don't get what he's trying to say. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hey, Hogan is doing better. No, okay. So, okay. Thanks for getting me on track here. No, I think that was the best move for her to break out of being in the baddies because she's more than just a side character. Like everybody is being like, "Oh, I still don't understand that. I still don't get why they did that." And it's like, I get it because dude, she's a star beyond being a side character, like a baddie, you know? It's like you don't need somebody like Kiara Hogan. Kiara Hogan, the person who literally got a blessing from Mickey James and on NWA during that whole Empower thing. You know, Kiara Hogan is a fucking star, and she don't need to be part of the baddies. Like I just don't see the appeal on that. I just feel like people just like, I just feel like also people just hate success in wrestling. As soon as she's probably the best number one contender right now. Exactly. And she's been killing. I watched Dark Elevation not too long ago. And she killed it in that match. Killed it in that match against name is slipping my mind. I don't know if anybody watched it, but she was killing it. She's a great wrestler. She don't need to be tied down with no group. Manny Lemons, I don't know who that is. I don't know who Manny Lemons is. Sorry. There's so much that she could be doing. And she's got this AEW contract. Use her up. Use her up, or you're gonna lose her. You're gonna lose her. And another thing, Kylie Ray, Casey Navarro, everybody's making the same, meme, the same joke over and over again about how she's gonna retire. When can we just, I was just, going back to being happy for success? When can we just be happy for people? As long as they didn't kill a fucking puppy, why do we murder them socially? I don't get it. People just hate success in wrestling. As soon as somebody gets a championship, it's oh, I'm tired of them. Oh, I'm tired. We're like a baby. If nobody's jingling the keys in front of us, then we just we forget, space out, and get tired of shit. I don't know. I don't understand how we are as fans. And maybe I put my foot in my mouth sometimes because I feel like I do the things I complain about. But I feel like I don't. I feel like I have a lot more self-awareness to the point where I'm not doing that to wrestlers or champions or stuff like that. Because it's amazing to me how people go, yeah, his championship's been a little bit lackluster lately. But then Roman Reigns literally isn't doing anything. And people are just in love with that. In love with it. It's not even the Roman Reigns show. It's fucking Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. For me, I enjoy AEW. People forget people act like AEW has been around for 30 plus years. And it hasn't. It hasn't been around for as long as WWE is. We can't expect the same things. Also, we can't expect the same things because they said from the jump they're not going to be the same thing. They're not going to be a WWE. They're going to be an alternative. If you just want straight WWE stuff, watch WWE. Just don't even bother watching AEW. It's not for you. AEW is the place you go to. AEW is a lot like indie matches, okay? There's really no build-up or reason why two wrestlers get together in the ring. You're just going there because these two great wrestlers are going to get in the ring together. I'll grant it. Story time is a plus. You need stories sometimes, okay? But you don't need stories all the time. You don't. It's a place that you go to see these two great wrestlers, that you like, i.e. Chris Jericho versus Bandito, right? Banger. You don't need a storyline for that. The storyline is Bandito wants that belt. Chris Jericho's defending it. There should be enough stakes for you. But the bloodline stuff and Roman's had that champion. It just, we turn a blind eye for things. And granted, AEW is not perfect. WWE is not perfect. But I feel like people are very, 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 very lenient and forgetful when it comes to certain things with WWE. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because I just feel like AEW has great moments. I'm gonna stick up for AEW, all right, till the day they go away, which I don't think is gonna happen anytime soon. Just like I stick up for CM Punk anytime I can, because he's Chicago made. He's my boy. Not that he gives a fuck. If he wants to come on this show, perfectly fine. Somebody wants to get CM Punk on the horn, I can talk to him and tell this to his face. Like, hey, you're the shit, man. You're literally the best thing that came out from the 2010s. And I don't think what you said was totally out of line, except for maybe the Colt Cabana shit. But I'll stand with you in the Thanks Dad World Order podcast. How you doing, guys? How you doing? How are you guys doing tonight? Holy shit. And granted, I'm just riffing. I'm riffing right now. I'm waiting for my special guest to come in. I don't. Well, it's insane to me. I actually was talking about to Dad World Order about this whole thing and how, like this shit is just doing great, just sitting at work, night shift life. I hear you. The people's opinions, man, and I get it. They're their opinions. I'm like distracted because I'm trying to promote this. Trying to make, but anyways, everybody's working night shift tonight. Well, I'm glad I came on when I did because, you know, I'm happy you guys are all here. You know, all hanging out with me as we wait for the special guest. And you guys come here to hear me rant about shit that everyone and their mother has already talked about. What do I think about this Sasha Banks shit, huh? What about this Sasha? She put a trademark for her real name, which is interesting. How do you do that? How do you put a trademark for? Do you want to do a year in wrap up? A year in wrap up, dude. I can't even remember what I did 5 minutes ago. I mean, what would be a good thing to talk about? Like, okay, how about this? I'll extend an olive branch for you guys. Who was the match of the year for you guys? Match of the year for you guys. Who really stood out? Singles match. Ask Leo Rush. They took his name almost. Oh, did they? Did they take his? Dave and DW have content coming soon. That's right. Me and Dad World Order are going to be doing like a Forbidden Door, in my opinion, pretty soon, where we basically put like, it's like, I think it was like a Survivor Series the way we had it, and we take like singles matches, triple threat matches, and we mix AEW, WWE guys, and we book like, I think we book like the winner and what kind of stipulation it is. Yeah, we got some good stuff coming in. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun as fuck. Oh yeah, and then okay, so me typing this in just reminded me. People saying that this is, this just speaks volumes about how, with William Regal leaving, this totally just speaks volumes. It proves that, AEW's locker room is just immature and they don't know how to take criticism and stuff like that. The same people that say that shit are the same fucking people who hated what CM Punk said. So which is it? Because CM Punk was saying the same shit, but y'all just got all upset because he mentioned the Bucks and Hangman. I'll tell you the match of the year for me, and it was a tag team match. I kind of broke my own rules here, but a tag team match was the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory at All Out. Great fucking match. And yeah, that's only because I was there in person. But I'll admit, Kofi, that's actually pretty good. David like Edge versus Finn Balor at Extreme Rules. That was match of the year. Okay. Granted, I don't remember any of that. I thought that was pretty. That's a good shout, Dave. What? What's a good shout? No, but that's just like it's the same fucking thing, man. I just love how they say that shit, and then when somebody else said it, just because people just have the that match was best crowd reaction match in my opinion. Yes, it was, and I was there. I got to be part of the first ever "Oh Scissor Me Daddy" chant. I mean, come on, you can't fucking beat that shit. Also, I like Josh Alexander versus Eddie Edwards. That's also the match of the year for me. Hey, that was last year's. I was about to say, was Kenny Omega versus Danielson this year, but it was last year. I was gonna say that'd be match of the year. Also, I like Josh Alexander versus Ed. Oh, I said that already. Was that good? See, I don't watch much Impact. I don't to really say what is and what isn't a good like match of the year there. Oh god. I saw Masha versus Speedball. It was fire. Was that where was that at? Was that at Impact? No, I'm just tired of it. You know, okay, so going back to Regal, if Regal wants to leave, let the guy leave. I mean, these people that show up from WWE to AEW and then leave, like, I mean, they were fine without him. It's cool that they have him, but if they leave, it's okay. It's gonna be fine. Like that's that's a good one. That's a good one, DWO. Yeah, FTR versus the Briscoes. I completely forgot about that. And I don't know why. Probably because I just don't see a lot of I mean, I do see FTR. I shouldn't say that. I don't see a lot of FTR in AEW. Like I sound like everybody else. Indie show? Okay. I heard about it, but what indie show was it, Kofi? Do you remember? Still need to watch Kenta versus Speedball at Revolver this past weekend is being talked about as match of the year contender. When do they come out with these match of the year type deals? Does the Wrestling Observer, right? Hold on one second. I'm doing the restream. You guys are in the chat. I see y'all. Let me see. Yeah, a few different companies all have their year-end awards. I think PWI does as well. I'm curious to see what they'll put in for the year-end. I'm curious. And Fightful's doing one for the first time this year. That'll be interesting. You know, with so many people doing those, you would think it's like oversaturated at this point. I wonder how many people are going to have the same, opinions. I got a question for the chat. Who is the wrestler of the year in your opinion? Wrestler of the year. Wrestler of the year. CM Punk. No, I'm just kidding. Man, wrestler of the year. That's a good question. Wrestler of the year. Who has really stood out? Purely on being a tag wrestler and wrestling amazing singles matches, plus having amazing tag matches. Roman, wrestler of the year. Kofi. You were the chosen one. Let me think. God damn it. I can't think of a fucking wrestler. Mine was Dax Harwood. I'm trying to think of a wrestler. Who really stood out? Who really stood out this year? MJF. 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 For me, MJF. He really pulled his weight this year. And he really had to do a lot of pivoting considering the circumstances. Josh Alexander. He hasn't. What did he really do this year, though? Besides just be champion. Am I missing something? Is good shit too. Oh, did I miss something with Josh Alexander? He is unsung just because he's in. Oh yeah. Yeah, then I definitely did miss something. It's just, I don't know. I just don't watch Impact. Like I gotta, if they had it on a channel that I gave a fuck about, I would try to watch it. But there's just like, as much as I love that there's a lot of wrestling. I mean, Thursdays are my off days. His matches were, oh yeah. Well, I've seen him at indie shows. He's actually really good. So another person that's really good on Impact is Trey Miguel. I mean, just a great talent. There's a lot of, I mean, that roster is really good. Jay White could be in that combo too. Like wrestler of the year. You know who else could be? Will Ospreay. I think Will Ospreay could be contender for wrestler of the year. I just met Josh Alexander and I told him how much I love him and he said thank you. I appreciate that. That's cool, Johnny. Did you you took a picture with him? Yeah, Trey is awesome. He was at Warrior Wrestling. He was our champion for the longest time. Dude is amazing. I had seen Trey Miguel, Blake Christian, and Will Ospreay in a triple threat for the Warrior Wrestling title, and they put on a show. I got some cool ass pictures from that night too. Just it was awesome. I gotta go to more indie shows. Saw him in Warrior and Revolver. Oh, that's right. You went to Warrior too. I forgot about that. There it is. Johnny just sent me a photo with the Impact World Champion. I saw it, Johnny. It looks cool, bro. Love it when people take pictures. I got to watch Blake Christian versus Will Ospreay at Warrior this year, and that was amazing. Blake Christian is good too. I saw it, Johnny. I saw it. Too bad he wasn't good enough for Cora Jade. Wah, wah, wah. Guys, I literally have like Crypto the dog on my TV right now. Because I didn't know what to watch. I was like, you know what? I'll put on a kids cartoon. Johnny, no, Johnny, I'm gonna say this. Like, she really doesn't do a lot. Every time I watch NXT, she's on a video package. I never see her out there wrestling. I think female of the year should go to, like, if we're talking NXT, WWE, Mandy Rose. Do these companies acknowledge the indie shows though? Because I feel like when they do these match of the year, wrestler of the year, they don't really account for the indie shows. Because I've seen some great indie matches that never get mentioned. Fightful will say it every once in a while, but that's about it. Jade Cargill. Yeah, even that. Nah, I wouldn't say that. Female of the year should go to Jamie Hayter. Yeah. Yep. As soon as I said that, Dad World Order is right there. And then for WWE should be Bianca for sure. Yep. Bianca's been putting the work in. Bianca's on TV almost every week. Jamie Hayter just puts on killer matches. Tony Storm is good. And Johnny changed his ways with Jamie. He told me the other day, he's like, I'm sorry, David. I didn't realize how good Jamie Hayter actually was until I saw a match. And I'm like, yeah, Johnny, she's always been good, bro. Jade is protected, but still learning. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's definitely protected. Still learning. Still doing her thing. I mean, she's entertaining. She's got an entertainment factor to her. I enjoy it, but as far as like, if you went to go back and said, "Man, give me a Jade Cargill match that was a banger," I couldn't tell you. I could tell you a match that I would every match with Jade, I'd be like, yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it was all right, but never. Oh my god, that was the greatest match ever. Oh no, I never. I was blind, but I was blind, but Jamie, she's gonna be big while she is right now. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know what you're saying. She's hot right now. She's been hot. She literally had people screaming her name one time on a AEW show without her even saying a word. That's how over she was. Oh, yeah. Can we stop with NXT being called a developmental brand when they keep bringing back main roster guys in there? Like, I'm watching it tonight, and who do I see come out of the entrance? New Day for the NXT titles. Well, that's what they're doing. They got to bring the old stars to build the new stars. Pretty Deadly? Are you sure about that? Guys, I don't know how to say this, but how are you going to build new stars when the old stars constantly overshadow? It's the only way for them to get to people watch the show. No, like, because that's the thing. It just pisses people off, like me. It makes people want. To me, I feel like it does the opposite. It does the opposite. They're like, why would I want to watch this? Why? What reason do I have? I see them every week. Like, can I have one day without hearing any New Day chants? They should have, and this is my honest opinion, they should have broke them up. Every good faction breaks up when it's their time. It's been their time. Last year, 2 years ago was their time. Stop bringing them back. I don't think they're doing merch sales like they used to. So we can't use that excuse. Stop bringing them back. It's time for them to just move on. Even the NWO had a breakup at one point. It's ridiculous. I can't honestly think of a reason why they still need to be together, why they still need to be contenders for the belts, when you got like American Alpha or Alpha Academy still there. What do you have them as a tag team for? And you're just making up tag teams as you go along, like Riddle and fucking Kevin Owens, or Riddle and I don't know. It just seems so stupid. David, if it wasn't for Cora Jade, I would not watch NXT. But that's the thing. She wasn't even on tonight. She wasn't even on, Johnny. She literally was doing this on a video package. That's all I saw from her. Poor Street. Yeah. But even them, they get there was a time where they were constantly getting pushed. And it was the same fucking 3 tag teams. It was Street Profits, New Day, and the Usos. Constantly. Gotta go to work. I'll try to be back on. All right. Have a good time at work, man. Stay safe. Didn't watch NXT or Raw. Yeah, I heard Raw sucked. All right. In a few minutes, my special guest is going to be hopping on. And we will be talking belts and wrestling. But yeah, I watched Raw. I watch NXT. But when I say I watch something, it's mainly just like I glance through it because it gets so boring so fast. What happened to the former ROH Women's Champ? Thought she was NXT. Who's that? Are you talking about Roxanne Perez or Roxy? Yo, World Elite Podcast. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome the hell in. This is, in my opinion, with me, Pro, our debate/discussion show about anything wrestling or whatever the hell you want. Yeah, Roxy, she's there. She's going to be part of this pay-per-view that's coming up. This 6-man women Iron Man match type shit that they're doing. that they pulled out of their ass. But yo, World Elite Podcast, welcome in, welcome in. Dave, team of the year is the Acclaimed. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. They've been the most over. They're killing. They apparently they're top in merch sales. Make sure everybody hits that like button, hits that subscribe button. I hate doing those call to action shit. It's so corny. But yeah, like the like, subscribe to the subscribe. Tell your friends what I do here. I do a lot of streaming. I stream a lot. I hated FTR this year. Why though? Why did you hate FTR? I feel like they were barely around for the most part. You think they're overrated? Really? FTR was a victim of bad booking? I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, for like the half of the year, they were on a hot streak. They were on a hot streak. And then, people always go back to that New Japan stuff where he was saying, Tony Khan, we're still your champions, man. Book us. That was all a work. I feel like that was just a work. And I don't know. I think I like the fact that they're collecting belts and doing all this shit, and I don't know. Bad booking, no booking. I mean, they're getting booked, I feel like. Titles they don't need. I don't know, man. Who are we to say that somebody doesn't need titles or they do? Oh, all right. All right, talk to you later, Kofi. Have a good shift, man. Have a good shift at work. But FTR was a victim of bad booking. Oh shit. Here we go. All right, guys. We got the guest of honor here coming in. Please give a warm welcome to the real belt collector, Mr. Brandon. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? That was an awesome introduction, man. Appreciate that.
How you doing tonight, man? Here, let me change this graphic real quick. Let's make it a little cooler in here. There we go. That's the my opinion shit that I like.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Look at all those belts in the background. Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
It's more than just a gimmick.
Yeah.
A lifestyle.
Yeah. It's something else, man. It's been a crazy year, I'll tell you that.
How's your year been, man?
It's been awesome, dude. Like I said, just the opportunities that have been presenting themselves and just being able to showcase, our work and what we do and the quality and the relationships we're building. I mean, it's definitely a whirlwind experience.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, you showed me. So you hit me up the other day, and you sent me a picture of the belt that you made for Trey Miguel.
Yep.
And I kind of want to know what, like, when you make up these designs, what kind of inspiration do you pull from, or like, how do you get into your creativity?
Well, with those are already made belts by Impact. So what the wrestlers will end up doing, they'll hit me up and they'll want the custom work done. Because like how it all started, I'm at an Impact show and the show's going on, and Ace Austin walks down the aisle and gets in the ring, and he looks over at me, and what I was known for is bringing all my belts to the show. Like if it's an Impact show, I'll bring all the Impact belts. If it's an AEW show, I'll bring all the AEW belts, etc. So I have all the belts lined up on the guardrail, and Ace sees it, and he literally hops out of the ring as the other guys coming down the ramp there, and he's like, "Where can I get one of those?" And I was like, I mean, I can make one for you. I got you on that. He's like, all right, well, hit me up, and we'll talk about it. So we start talking the next day, and he's like, yeah, I want something different. I would like it, half red, half blue. And I was
Yes.
like, okay, because he had won both belts that were, each color. So he's like, yeah, I want one half red, one half blue. And I was like, yeah, definitely, dude. And he's like, also, would you be able to like put my logo anywhere? So I was like, yeah, let me figure it out. Now, this is me just brainstorming at 2:00 in the morning after the Impact show, thinking, how am I going to do this for this guy, and etc. So I start shopping around. Like, man, maybe I have something here. So I start shopping around for prices with plates, and then I start shopping around for leather because I wanted American leather. So there's only so many few quality leather makers in the U.S. that have good leather that will last, ring used leather, that type. So I asked around, and I had done business with this guy before. I had bought a Impact Tag Team belt off of him, and he had re-leathered it. And I had got the belt before, that had happened. And man, I was like, this leather is great quality. It looks just the same as the ring one. I love it. So I hit him up. I was like, hey, I got a chance to maybe make a belt for a wrestler. Would you be interested? He's like, yeah. And I was like, do you want to know who it is? He's like, I don't care, And he's like, I'll do it. And I was like, well, it's Ace Austin. He like literally like started freaking out because he's from Ohio, and my leather maker's from Ohio. So he was like, dude, I'll do it for free. Like, I don't care. Like, I want to do this. Yeah. And so I said, well, there's one, issue. And he's like, what's that? I was like, well, he wants his logo somewhere. And he's like, well, let's stamp it in the strap. And I was like, you know what? That's a genius idea. So we get with a stamp guy in LA, and he sends us his logo, and we get it to where we can stamp it in the strap. So he has his custom logo that's embedded into the strap. So we made that deal, and then as I'm in the back Impact area there, Trey Miguel comes up from behind me, and he's like, hey man, I'm about to win the X Division belt, could you make me a custom belt? And I was like, sure. He's like, yeah, but I want something different. I want a red backing with my logo in the strap. And so we did. So what we wanted to do is do something different every time. So right after we did the logo for Ace Austin, we did it right next to the last of the plate there. And so with this one, we actually did it in the buckles. So like he had his logo literally like where the buckles are. That's where
okay.
And it turned out amazing. So that was a year ago. So now he's turned heel, and they had just got brand new belts. So they wanted, Trey wanted to do this because nobody's really ever spray painted a wrestling belt since NWO era.
NWO, yep.
So it's been over 25 years, over 25 years, nobody spray painted a belt. Like, think about that. Like, no gimmick, no heel, so being that creative, to have that idea, was very, like, dude,
yeah,
that's badass.
So can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What does it say on the belt? Because I cannot make it out. Does it say anything?
Like my property plate or
the spray paint?
The spray, yeah, it's his logo. So he spray painted his logo on the thing, and it actually turned out so good. And so he goes and lays it down in the back while they're prepping, going over their matches and stuff. And Josh Alexander's son walks over to the belt and puts his hand on top of the belt and smears it.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Trey had to take a couple minutes to himself and walk away, and and I guess they fixed it, and it turned out good. So what we're doing now, I'm going to be dropping some artwork of you can pre-order it. It's going to be a spray paint X Division Championship. You'll be able to pre-order on our website and on Instagram. Once I get the artwork done for that. So it's actually going to have his like logo, so you can really see it, in that neon green. So it's, we're really excited about that. But yeah, other than that, that's about it for Impact. So I have so many other promotions that I work with that we have debuting belts dropping, so it's going to be pretty awesome.
Are you able to disclose, or is that kind of like a hush hush thing until the belt comes out? Like who else you work with? I mean, can you?
I could do one. The original owner of Ring of Honor, Battleground Wrestling, out of LA. There, we just got the okay to start their heavyweight championship. So that will debut next year sometime. That's a really awesome, opportunity, because the 17th they have a pay-per-view. It's like the ECW reunion. On the 17th, they're having everybody from ECW there, and there's a special surprise. Yeah, and it's pretty cool, and my belt's involved. So definitely order that on Fight TV, December 17th. Battleground Wrestling, ECW reunion thing there. I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty freaking awesome.
Johnny Autism Wrestling in the chat had a question, and he asked, do you work with Devotion Championship Wrestling?
No, I do not. I have not heard of them, actually.
It must be. He's from Utah, so it must be like a Utah thing.
Yeah, I'm in Colorado. I have Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling. D'Lo Brown runs runs that, and the ringside bell holder there for Impact, Dewey Larson there. He's also the head referee there. So yeah, they're doing a rebranding, so we had to put a hold, but they're going to be getting new belts pretty soon. I've been in talks with AAA Wrestling.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's through Rocky Mountain. Hugo is part owner there. So trying to land that one. So definitely get some new belts popping on there.
Yeah, the first time, I gotta say this, the first time I stumbled upon your live, it was with Ace Austin, and it was the first time I saw that you're one of your belts, and I asked you if you wanted to come on for an interview one time, right? And you said, yeah, just hit me up. I never hit you up, like it took us like 2 years to finally get to where we're at right now, and I was impressed by your work, because it was just so original. Like, and I know it was mainly the wrestlers who came up with the idea, but you essentially put it all together, right? So, and you put their image into a belt, and I gotta say, man, like it's some good stuff. Like I didn't know until I saw the Trey Miguel one. I saw that one live, actually. I was just talking about it earlier. I saw that one live when he was going to Warrior Wrestling over in Chicago over here. he had that with him. So it was kind of cool to see, right? I'm hoping if he comes back to Warrior again, he'll have this new one. I'm not sure if he's booked or not, but he'll have this new one. I want to take a look at that one in real life. But yeah, man, doing some amazing work, man. I gotta say, and I'm glad you hit me up when you did, because this is perfect timing. Now, when you make these belts, do these wrestlers keep what the ones you made for them, or do you get them back?
Well, this is the thing. Like, for example, here, we made a belt for MAG, Modern Age Grappling Wrestling. Jonathan Gresham's wrestling promotion. It's through Turnimus. He runs that out of Atlanta. That's also another company we have. So he just branded that off of that. We made them. It's in my. It's on my Instagram. We made them the MAG Championship. I don't have it with me right now. It's actually getting done by my partner right now. We did some modifications to it. Right when Gresham got the belt, there's a bar that holds banners for because this belt's going to be defended in 6 countries. So
wow.
Yeah, it's just starting off. He's just getting the ball rolling with it. He's had 2 pay-per-views right now. They've been pretty good. You gotta remember, it's modern, grappling. So it's your, rounds, can't touch the rope 3 times, just so it's different. But so if you're original wrestling fan and, you like that stuff, Ring of Honor, that's where that's at. So we're making a V2 of that belt. There were some, flaws with it. And that's the thing about, when you're making these belts, things are going to happen to it. And so the bar broke in half, and it was a 24 karat gold bar. So,
oh no.
Yeah, for it to be snapped like that, it was pretty crazy. So we had to make a V2 of it. And this was 2 days before the belt was supposed to be revealed. Like, he was going to do a huge thing on Fight TV with it. And so we had to...
That hurts me.
It crushed me, dude, because this belt is awesome. Some of the things with the belt, it has 3 side plates to it. The first side plates on each side. It has Jonathan Gresham doing the octopus to an opponent, and then it has him doing a top rope kick to another wrestler. And then you have your MAG logo on the second plates, and then, which was really cool and unique that we did with the third plate, whatever country that winner has can put his that flag on the side plates. So
I think that's cool.
Right here. So these are all the countries that it's going to be defended in. You got UK.
You got UK. Dope.
Mexico.
Is that
I believe.
Mexico?
Yeah.
Dope. I like that.
Germany. I believe.
I really like that one. I used to live there, so that's my homeland.
And then Canada. US.
Yo.
So yeah, so you'll be able to change it, and then on the front main plate you can have the MAG logo, or you can, like I said, put your country of on that front. So it's pretty cool that we did that. Unique. That's
cool. That's one thing I wish that promotions would do more often, is like a World Cup. Like you just gather anybody and everybody from different regions of the world and have a World Cup. Whoever wins will get that belt, have a chance to put their flag on that belt, and then they keep that for like a whole year until the next World Cup. Like, I feel like
nobody's done it. I don't think there's a belt that showcases that. I mean, you got names and stuff, but yeah, I don't know of one that does that.
So with the how long does making a belt usually take?
See, I've heard stories of people waiting years, months, on end. We're the fastest belt making company. Like, I I don't know anybody else that can top us. Uh, we can get one out if we really hustle. We can get one out under a month.
Under a month?
Yep,
Wow.
yep.
Wow.
And my leather guy can get a strap done in 3-4 days, which just with the drying is what takes so long. But
That's
yeah,
like, because I've heard because like you said, I've heard throughout the times that I like Wildcat, they take about a year to make their belts,
yeah,
and they're like the main source for most people.
yeah. They're
So
WWE. They're he's everywhere. He has he's in everything.
so how many people consist of your team?
Just three, man. Just
Just
three.
holy shit! So you get belts done with just 3 people within a month,
Yep.
dude. So it must be like you must be grinding like it's a everyday thing.
Oh, it's 24 hours, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I have a daughter, 3-year-old daughter, that I have, and like I said, I can. It's this is when I get my time done is from midnight hours, graveyard shifts, all that. We're
Yeah.
constantly working because my partner in Pakistan, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning here, it's about 6 a.m., 7 a.m. there. So he's just starting his day. So he hits me up. We start going over templates and the artwork and the plates because we do a CNC etching. We don't do the acid stuff. We everything's top notch. We do 24 karat gold with all of our things. We do cubic zirconia, diamonds, which are all drilled out and placed in. Nothing's just glued over the top. So that's one thing that's made us popular too is the just the quality.
Right.
What we're producing at that fast, rapid rate. And like I said, I have Brian Cage, KC Nirvano, Ace, Trey. I mean, it goes on and on. So, there's a reason why, I'm getting, everybody hitting, us up, especially our leather work. Lucky Rose Leather, Kane, like I said, he's out of Ohio, and just his ideas of what we're doing. We have a NHL Avalanche belt that's going to be
Oh, that's cool.
coming out pretty soon. This thing is so unique, and we're one of the first ones to ever do something. I can't drop it, but it has to do with the stamp.
Okay.
But it's never been done before. So we're definitely excited about that. And then I'll give you another secret. Warrior
Give me all the
Wrestling.
secrets.
Warrior Wrestling coming up. I'll have 2 belts debuting for Warrior.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
You'll see those. Can't say anything else about that.
Okay.
And then there's also a show out in Vegas called Big Time Wrestling. Bret Hart was one of the owners, and then Kurt White that just passed away in January. He was the other owner. So now his wife Lori is taking over, and they just had their show. Aaron Solo and Bobby Fish that were main event. It
All
was
right.
a good show, and we had a little charity event. We donated a belt for them, and it raised up to like $800, I think.
Nice.
all that money went to some charity. I can't recall what it is, but we're really happy about that. And that's one thing too. We donate a lot of belts. I actually have one coming up in January next year also, where I used to live in Florida, Cape Coral, Fort Myers. We just got wiped out by Hurricane Ian there. And that's where I grew up. Childhood down in Fort Myers, going down to the beach every weekend. It's completely gone now. It's just a sand castle. So, it was very devastating, especially for people that lived in Fort Myers, especially on the beach. So it was definitely a shock, because in the 1,000 years of being in, Cape Coral itself, that was the last time there was a major storm that was that devastating, I guess. So this, in Floridians don't really evacuate. They will hunker down, any category hurricane. But this one was just devastating. So my grandma had about like 3 to 6 foot surge in her house. So yeah, my family had to go down and help pretty much gut out her whole inside and rebuild from the inside there. So a lot of, like I said, it was one of the craziest storms that's ever been accounted for, Cape Coral and Fort Myers. So definitely something crazy. But we made a belt for the police department. The chief of police is a good friend of ours, family friend. And I was like, hey, I want to, donate a belt to you guys. Just we can do a little conference or whatever for it. And, just the history of Cape Coral, and the police department always, being there, through thick and thin. There was real quick, there was a fake shooting thing that a student called in at my high school down in Florida, probably about a month ago. And it took the police department, I think, less than 16 minutes to get there. So like that time, was just crazy, because Mariner High School is out in the boondocks, what we call it. It takes forever to get out there, and for that time to have a response was just astonishing. So like, kudos to them. My dad was a cop for 30 years. So, I appreciate, the Blue and what, they do. And especially living down in Florida, it was very, very, very crazy area down there in South Florida. So, everything they've done and how they protected the city all these years, so we wanted to just show our thanks and give them a belt. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Let me tell you firsthand, man. I appreciate that. That is actually really, really awesome. Like it's deeper than just belts and wrestling. There's meaning behind everything that you're putting to, even the hockey belt to the hockey belt, from that to the hockey belt. If there's any way or like a link that I can put on my description to donate, to have people donate, I'll donate. I'll gladly do that.
Sure.
But like what you were saying about, it's interesting because I shoot job that I'm a certified part-time police officer. So when you say back to blue, it's refreshing to hear and stuff like that, because you don't hear that a lot now these days. But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
But I am, of course, I am sorry to hear about everybody that was involved with that hurricane. I don't understand why they don't get the concept of evacuating, but that's just me.
It's just crazy, man. I guess if you've lived there for so long, and a category 3 hurricane's coming, a category 4, you have a I guess on your house you have like a category you can
Yeah.
withstand, and my mom built that house down there in 1987, so things
Oh
were built
wow.
different back then. It was a strong freaking house. Like we especially had a metal roof on top of it also, so that just made it even more of a hunkering down house. It was I still love that house. I actually lived in it for like 15 years after they had moved to Chicago. My dad had retired, and my dad retired at a young age too, and so they just moved back up to Chicago, where my dad's from. And I had stayed because they didn't have Publixes in Chicago. So at that time, they were only just in like the Florida, Georgia area. So I just wanted to stay and work. So they pretty much left me the house. So I was a single bachelor, having a
Nice.
dream house with a pool. Oh man, it was the life. Let me tell you what.
That's awesome, bro.
Um,
No, yeah, and I feel like that's everybody's go-to retirement joint too, is Florida. So
yeah, it's after living there for 30 plus years, man, it's a good place to visit, get away, relax for a good weekish. But then after that, it's go, because it's hot, man. It is so hot there. It's 10 months, 11 months out of the year. It's just hot. Walking from your house to your car, you're just drenched. Sitting in your car waiting for your AC to, get cold, you're just drenched. It wasn't the greatest.
so yeah, no, I know. It like listen, man, I was just like anywhere but the Midwest is always freaking hot. Like I was just in Vegas not too long ago. Fucking oh my god. It's like 70 degrees and I was burning up. Are you kidding me? Like how do
The
people
sun,
live like this?
the sun isn't a joke, man. I'll get you.
Um, but circling back to wrestling and belts like that. Wanted to ask you, have you made a you know snaps and straps belt for your guys' company? Have you guys fucked around with that?
Funny you say that, because me and my partner King were talking about that actually last night. We were like, you know what? We haven't made a belt for our company yet. Like, we've been so busy, getting all these orders done and getting everything out. I'm trying to get everything done before Christmas, because it's just the holidays and people aren't really focusing on that stuff. They're spending it with their families, So I'm trying to get like everything I possibly can done for you know that. So
Mhm.
it's a little. That's why we have it. That's why we have a lot of things debuting in January, just so I have so much going on, in the next couple weeks, that I don't want, it all to just like cram in. I kind of want to like spread it out. So we've done a good job with that. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things. I don't know. It just happens.
Uh, Johnny was asking again. Have you done any belt for WWE?
No, that's kind of like a stay away. Uh, uh, I heard probably about a few months ago he was looking for some new makers. Wildcats does all their belts.
Right.
And before that it was Jmar. So I really don't, and crazy how Wildcats got started was, and he did all the belts for free.
Oh. Oh.
So that's how he got in. Now AEW, I kind of stay away from also. There's a lot of drama behind the belt scene, that a lot of people don't really know unless you're in the belt world community, like on Facebook and all that. There's a bunch of belt groups. So, if you're not intuitive with that, then you really don't know like what the actual, fuck's
I'm
going
gonna be
on.
honest with you. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
the drama. I only know the drama I see with the IWC. You know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But it pretty much Belts by Dan was the original maker for like AEW, and then he's gotten some backlash with IWGP and their championship belt that Jay White has. If you look at the strap, you see like there's 50 million buckles going all the way up to, that side plate because, all those wrestlers are really small. So, usually a standard belt is like a 52-inch strap. I believe it was like a 60-inch strap. So, a 60-inch strap on a
Wow.
30-inch waist, isn't going to fit. So they had to send it back, get that redone. And then in that meantime, Red Leather, Ron, he does all the belts now for AEW. There was a big issue that happened with the TNT Championship. That when Sammy won, he had those diamonds, put, in the background for his version of the belt. Well, Belts by Dan had made the belt for him, and Ron wasn't happy with that because that was considered his artwork. But, in the wrestling biz, I don't know what the terminology for it is, but usually the companies will buy the rights to the belts. So, in that sense, I think that's where he felt like he could do that because the wrestler, wanted the belt. So that ever since then, there's been some issues because he made the Owen Hart Foundation belts by Dan. So Ron came back with the Mid-Atlantic Championship that looked the same, kind of. And then like, the Women's Championship kind of looks like the Mid-Atlantic Championship. So it was just a lot of, back and forth that they do on the Facebook stuff. And I mean, grown-ass men fighting. I've had my run-ins with a few makers. I've had a run-in with Belts by Dan when I first started. But, I'm not your average belt maker. So,
I was about to say,
and it kind of goes away. So, it is what it is.
Separate yourself from the drama.
Yep, I stay on my side. They can stay on their side. I'm focused on the indie promotions. That's where my heart is. Like, people can have the big companies. That's great, but those wrestlers fight for those smaller companies, and wrestle for, these, indie promotion. And, they want one of those belts. They won too. So who do they come, so that was our idea to not try to go after the biggest fish in the pond, work your way up, showcase your ability of what you can do, beat the competitor prices, and then let them, let the belt play itself out. And that's where we are, right now.
Right. Because that's what you're doing. You literally, your belt is your selling point, and your art is it's speaking volumes, man. I'm glad to hear that you're getting, because when you started here, you're saying you got a crazy year, which could be a bad thing or a good thing, but for your case, it's a good thing, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
It's been a humbling experience, man. I'll just say the least.
And I think it's important that we focus more on the indies, because I mean, people forget that these wrestlers that they love on the big shows came from somewhere. They just think them out of thin air. So yeah, I think it's important that you focus on stuff like that, make belts for them, and make sure it's good quality, and let the other guys deal with the drama there.
Yeah, I got no problem, I'm not taking a major loss, but just in the sense of the money side, we're not really about that. We're more, like I said, we're more of just building our platform, and just showing what we can do for, and a lot of the fans can't afford those $3,000 belts. Like, there's no reason why a belt needs to be $3,000. That is just absurd.
No.
It is utterly ridiculous to think that your belt is worth $3,000. I'm sorry. And and that's when these bigger promotions will come at us and tell us, we'll do it for half that price. Like, I'll do it for half that price.
And the other guys are like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay. And then, they hit up, or they hit up somebody and say, hey, what's the quality of the belt? Well, look at it. That's how AAA got in touch with us, was through Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling. He had just bought those AAA intergender championships, the ones that Sammy and
okay. Yeah, Ty
have. So he got those from JB Toys. JB Toys is a scammer, biggest fucking scammer around.
Oh my God, I heard about that guy.
Yes, and
yeah,
and I hope he sees this. I don't give a shit. Dude is a straight up puss.
Yes.
He'll block you if you message him and ask him about something.
Do you know Heel Kevin?
I'm not sure. I'd have to.
Okay,
look.
He's a big Twitch streamer, Heel Kevin. He collects belts as well. He does giveaways and stuff like that. He also, somebody had mentioned, hey, I just got my belt from JB Toys. He also said the same. Like, I don't know what you were about to say because I cut you off, and I apologize. But he was just about to say, like, he said the same thing. He's like, this dude's a scammer. He's giving you fake belts, fake this, fake that. And I had no idea what the drama was behind it. So now that I heard it the second time from a different person, this is interesting. I'm sorry, go on.
No, yeah, that is a trifling ass dude right there, man. Stay away from him. Whoever's watching, don't just stay away from that guy. So he charged AAA. I think it was like, I want to say like $2,000 for the belts. I want to say, if not more.
Oh my God.
I can't remember. And I think it was more, actually. And so he walks into the office, and we had just got their Rocky Mountain Championship done. And he walks into the office, he sees the belt, he like beelines it towards the belt, and I'm on the phone with the current champion right now because he's telling me, hey, Hugo's in the in the arena, just like he's here. I give him your number. Is that all right? I said, hell yeah. I need him to have my number. And so he's like, yeah, he's picking up the belt right now, looking at it, but he's kind of screaming in Spanish, and I can't hear really over here. Oh. And so I was like, well, I hope it's good. And I think he's like, yeah, he's talking about the ones he just bought from JB Toys. And he's like, oh shit, that's where he got those from? I was like, yeah, that's probably why he's so pissed right now, because he's looking at our quality and looking at what he just bought. And so he's like, yeah, he sees the strap, he loves it, he wants to know how much. And so we started like talking about it, and so he has my number, and hopefully by beginning of next year, we'll have something done. One thing though, I don't want to take away from the history of AAA. So if anything, they'll just be an upgraded version of those belts. But that's one thing I don't want to touch or recreate. Because those were made by a Mexico jeweler. They weren't made by a belt maker. So there's a lot of history with that, and I want to keep that, going. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, anything can be better than what JB Toys put out, from what I hear.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones, but I don't want to say. But yeah, he's blacklisted everywhere but one state that he lives in. So because kind of the same thing, he tries to charge American made, belts for the Pakistan belts made for the American price. And now people are starting to catch on, and that's what happened to JB Toys. He was charging ridiculous amounts of money. He made a belt for, I think, like Matt Hardy, or Jeff Hardy, and that's kind of what got him like blown up.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the Mortal belt, I believe. When
was that the silver one?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
probably. I can't remember. There's so much going on right now. I can't recall, but yeah, that somewhere in that sense. But like I said, dude, I try to stay away from the drama. Like if somebody has a problem with me, I had another problem. Okay, hold on. Can I tell you this story?
Go ahead, man. Yeah.
All right. So this amazing company I work for, out of Florida, Coastal Championship Wrestling. They have one of the greatest indie promotions around. They've taken over Florida. They can run 3 shows a night. Like on a Friday night, Saturday night, they've had 3 shows going. 1 in Nashville, 2 in Florida. It's been done. It's crazy. That's how good their roster is. Brian Cage is a daily. Gangrel is a daily. And then they get people from AEW. Nightmare Factory is always there. Moose has done one for them. So he definitely knows how to put a good card going. So that's a Coastal Championship Wrestling, CCW. So we've been in the works of trying to get a belt done with them. So the owner, he says, now this is the thing, these owners love the old school belts. And so that's why you'll see so many United States looking championship belts, NWA looking championship belts, in these indie promotions, because that's what those owners want. So it's nothing to what the maker is doing. It's what the owner is telling the maker to do. So
I got you. You
have a lot of haters, fanboys, I like to call this guy, that has a YouTube channel, Hazard F5. Guy just will sit there and talk about a belt being made, or what it looks like, gives his opinion, his 2 cents. So he comes across my promotion that I work for. So this is the belt we made for them. Now you got to remember, this is what the owner wants. He wants an AEW championship, a big gold, and a UFC championship.
Okay.
That was the 3. So if they had a baby, this is what it would look like.
Let's see. Let's see.
This is the Coastal Wrestling Championship.
It looks dope to me. I like it.
This hating ass dude goes and says, "Oh, it looks like a bad bootleg AEW championship." That's what his comment was.
I mean,
so I get on his Instagram, leave him, or I call him. I'm an adult. I handle things either face to face or on the phone.
Okay.
Something to say, just hit me up. Talk. Let's talk like men. Not. Don't try to blast somebody on social media. I think that's childish. So
fair enough.
What this dummy does is says, "Oh, it looks like a bootleg AEW championship." Well, the main plate, no size difference whatsoever. All right, here. So here's this one. All right.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. Now I have the actual replica AEW championship.
It's yeah, I can see a little bit of a difference there.
All right. So
So
the side plates, like I said, this is what the owner wanted. He wanted an AEW championship, big gold, UFC. So we did the. I didn't like how the main plate is for the AEW championship, so I of course changed it up. Looks nothing like the main plate.
yeah, I see it now. I see it. Even the side plates are bigger.
Yeah, it's missing.
They're more spread out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's spread out. And then the side plates, there's a arch. There's 2 arches missing out of the side plate because I can't make it the same exact thing. Duh.
Yeah.
So I try to call him a couple times, doesn't pick up. Message him. I was like, "Hey man, call me." Looks at it, and then says something. It's my opinion. Da, 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 da. I was like, "Well, how about you call me and let's talk about it. Why is it your opinion? Don't go on my company's YouTube channel and try to bash me. I get it. It's cute, but I'm not the one. And so why don't you just sit there and eat another bag of potato chips and fanboy out over your buddy there that all you talk about is his belts, and that's Belts by Dan. And so he goes and screenshots certain messages. I was like, hey man, if you're gonna screenshot stuff, why don't you just do the whole thing?
Do the whole thing.
He goes and screen the whole, like, our whole message board, and some guy like comments down and he's like, I got a little chuckle out of fanboy. But,
I like the eat the potato chips part.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's critics. You're always gonna have critics when you design a belt. I get it. But like I said, in that sense, man, don't start something that you're not going to be able to handle, especially when you live in the UK. He lives in the UK. Like, just stop it.
That's interesting, man. Give you a minute to put your belts back here.
So I got a question for you.
Oh yeah, shoot.
So were you WCW or WWF growing up?
I think I was more of a WWF guy.
What was your first wrestling match you saw on TV, or did you go to a show? What?
My first, oh man, that's a good question, dude. My first ever wrestling match, I think my first ever was probably and this is WCW though. Probably the Halloween Havoc, Eddie and Ray.
That was your first match?
That was the first match that through tapes I saw.
What a fucking match to be your first one,
yeah,
dude.
And that's when I fell in love with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Same here, homie.
Yeah.
Same.
But mind you, God. I know Halloween Havoc was like in the late 90s, like what was it, 97 or something, right? So I didn't watch that tape until like 2000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit of a late bloomer.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, so you're okay. So I'm 35. So yeah. All right. So yeah, I had, man, the first match I think I saw a commercial, and I saw some dude with a mask on, like flying all over the place. I was like, oh, that might look cool. And at that time, I was a Power Rangers fan, so he kind of had like a Power Ranger kind of
You, he
thing
did
going.
though. Yeah.
That's how it caught my eye. And so I tune in to, I think it was WCW Monday Night Nitro. Ah, man, it was in Florida too, so that was another reason why I watched it, because I lived in Florida, but I think it was in Fort Lauderdale or Tampa. I think it was in Fort Lauderdale. And first match, I hear this music, and it goes like dun 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 dun, and all of a sudden this dude with a pink mask walks out. And it was Rey Mysterio. He's got the pink pants on. He's got the pink armbands. Wait, was it pink? Yeah, I think it was pink. I'm pretty sure it was pink. It was either pink. Yeah, it was pink. So all of a sudden he walks in the ring, and then Dean Malenko walks in the ring. He's the Cruiserweight champion. And this was the first time the Cruiserweight championship was being defended on WCW.
Mm-hmm.
First time the belt was being shown. There was a Japan show, I believe, where he won the belt and then flew over, and then that's how the Cruiserweight belt started. Because I was at the time when I think they had a deal with Japan, because they had the IWGP tag teams, like Scott Norton. He was a tag team IWGP champion when he was with NWO. They had NWO Japan come over, so they had a deal with them, and that's where NWO actually originated from, was over in Japan. And Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall and Nash took that idea. Little side note there.
As Hulk Hogan does.
Yeah, right. So Dean Malenko walks into the ring. I'm watching the match, yada yada yada, and then Rey Mysterio wins the belt. And I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Da da da. Oh man! So I started making construction paper. I'd get construction paper, I'd get white paper, I get a pencil. I'd start buying all the wrestling magazines that had the belts in them. And so I'd just sit there at the table and draw out the belt, color it with crayons to what it looked like, get Elmer's glue them on the construction paper. Then I get the color of the whatever belt, usually the belts had like a different color on the back, so I get that color construction paper, again glue that to it to make it heavier, and then do the little belt buckle things with paper, and there was my belt. So I literally had like every single belt out of construction paper, and that's how I got into it, because at that time they didn't have
man.
So yeah, a little side story there. So 98 WCW magazine showcased the first ever big gold you could get from Figures Inc. And it was 100. It was 100 and I got the.
Are you about to pull it out? All right, here we go. I love talking about this stuff, guys. Honestly.
So.
Oh wow, he's got it in the plastic casing.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So let's see. Okay, so a basic belt usually goes for, a couple years ago they went for like $300, $350, for a good decent belt. And then they did like the CMC, so they kind of went up a little bit to like $600. So
that's hot.
I cringe when I see this. All right, so to buy a belt, it was. Wait, let me see if this one's better. Wait, okay, yeah, this is a better picture. All right, so I guess just take a whirl. How much a belt cost back then to buy in 1998? 1999.
1999.
Yeah,
if I were to guess.
And yeah, in there.
Let's say 500. $150?
$150 for all the replicas.
Yo, talk about being way off. I was way off.
100. Now guess how much the minis were, or the kid size belts.
I hope they're not more. I'm gonna say 50.
$75 for kid size belts.
See, man, what the fuck? You mean to tell me I could buy like 10 kids belts for the price of one belt today?
Pretty crazy, man. Yeah. 100
No.
bucks.
What are we doing as a society where we got to this point?
Inflation, my man. Inflation.
Oh my god. Fuck inflation.
Corporate synergy.
Why can't the titles be that cheap these days? That's the question I'm asking, Johnny.
So I'll tell you a little thing too with shipping. That in January this year, DHL shipping was at 2% tax for shipping. So, 20, 30 bucks, if that, for shipping. So now it's up to 29%. So for a 30-pound box, because I get bulk and belts for when I do my belt raffles, when I got belts, just kind of to sell, because it helps when it's in states already and people don't have to wait for it to be shipped over, or I can overnight it, I can do whatever. So I have a lot of like bulk, I'll get 3 TNTs made, I'll get 3 trios championships made, impact belts, etc. And then you're able to just purchase them right off the bat. Our belts are like $300 right now.
Wow.
So
That's not bad.
no. So for a box that was 30 pounds, it cost me $300 just in shipping.
Oh. So you're not making what you're. Yeah.
So now there's multiple belts in there, but $300 just went out just for shipping, and I don't even have the belts yet. So that's why another, the price is kind of a little bit higher, like I said, 29% for tax, for shipping, when it was at 2% in January. So, and it hasn't seen any decline there, probably won't. So
I get it through a business aspect. Gotta have more. You gotta put more money on it in order to make money. I get it, but wow, that's insane.
Yeah. See, I'm not a bullshitter. Like I said, I'm not here to make tons of money. Like I said, I started as a belt collector. I got.
Oh yeah, man.
These are all Fig Inc. belts. That was a few years ago. I was like one of 5 people in the whole country that had every single WCW, WWF Fig Inc. belt that was made. That was like the ultimate goal for like all these belt collectors. Was to get all these Fig Inc. belts, and then all of a sudden there was just this rapid drop in Fig Inc. belts because they were so expensive. And what happened was people saw that you're getting a belt for, somebody was selling a belt for $650, $750. Like I bought this I bought this for $700. $700 for the Figs Inc. Light Heavyweight Championship.
Wow, 700.
All because of this little fucking thing in the back, just to show that it was.
That it's authentic.
Yep.
Yo,
And
that's crazy.
like, and the quality of the belt too. For these are 25-year-old belts. So if you're able to get a 25-year belt with no scratches on it, the leather's still mint, because what's inside these, this is another thing too, a lot of people don't know. What's inside this leather is cardboard. There's cardboard in all the Figs Inc. belts. The AEW replica has cardboard in it. That's why it's so stiff. So I bought a AEW replica championship for $850 at a wrestling show. And it has cardboard in it. So why can't I make a $1,200 belt with no cardboard in it and have better quality? And not everything was made in China. It's made in the US.
There you
go. Just that's my thought process on it. When we sell our ring accurate belts, that's the price. They're $1,200. I just had a company spend $1,200 on a belt. So
that's what differentiates you between, pretty much anyone else in the game. Then I would think is that you guys actually put like TLC into your belts, and I'm not talking about like tables, ladders, and chairs. I'm, tender love and care.
Tender love and care, baby. Yeah, man. That's, like I said, we take pride and we don't get lazy. That's one thing too. These makers, once they start laying these big deals, they'll start getting lazy with their craft, with their work. Because they're charging so much. They don't need to. They don't need to take the time, the effort, or the love. That's another thing. Like me and Kane, we love to do this. It isn't a job. It's literally something we love to do. So we don't look at it as a job. We look at it as a side hobby. Of what we do. I mean, it's a constant hustle. It literally is a job, but we make it to where we're doing what we love. We're getting to showcase our belts. Our belts are on national television. Fight TV. I've had numerous belts on Fight TV. So it's so awesome when I just had an idea and just went with it. I had some doubters. I had some people say, I don't think you should do that, because this is right during COVID. This was when I wanted to do this. I had a set job though. I've been with my company for 16 years. So
right.
I'm well invested in that. So this isn't something that I needed. This was just something that I think I have something here. I want to do something. I think if I get the right people to work with me, I think I can do this, and here we are.
You sound really passionate from what I'm understanding, man. It sounds like you're the right person for the job when it comes to this kind of stuff. You get a lot of people that just do it because it's easy, yeah, and money. It's easy money for them. But it seems like you have a genuine love for what you do, and they do say, man, if you love what you do, you never worked a day in your life. So I mean, there you have it.
So I enjoy staying up late at all hours, drawing up belts, designing them, going over them, because it's something that I love to do. And we've had a lot of goals that we had set when we started, and a lot of them have been checked off. So now it's just us, just sitting there trying to make a belt that hasn't been made before. If you think about it, there's only so many squares and shapes
Yeah.
and you can do, so to sit there and you know have an idea, you know there's times where I've taken like flower pots and just things that, hey, would this look like a good belt, laying on some paper, draw it out, would this look good for like side plates. That's how creative you have to get, in this game, because like I say, you don't want to repeat a same belt or have like the same looking style on another belt. You always want to update your craft and your skill,
Yeah.
because I think that keeps the brain, keeps the drive, going, not just settling with what you've done already.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. And I like that. I like that concept. Looking at just odd shapes anywhere, like looking at this lamp, like, man, that you think that'd be good for a little metal piece for a belt, like this lampshade. But like, yeah, that's super cool, man.
Thanks,
Um,
man.
so as we're winding down here, um, I just gotta ask. The show's called In My Opinion. I talk about all kinds of stuff. I want to get your opinion on what you think the current status of wrestling is. Like, do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you wish you could get better? What do you think?
uh in a whole wrestling aspect, you saw a major decline with WWE, and then all of a sudden, you saw AEW starting to rise, stole a million viewers from WWE. So, you're like, holy shit, and Chris Jericho, I said, a year ago, he's like, oh, AEW is going to be the number one wrestling promotion in the world, and they almost got there. And then Vince McMahon leaves and
Yep.
Triple H takes over, and he starts bringing that attitude era back. He starts bringing that vibe, that storytelling, the preludes to the past, bringing back the past, showcasing what Attitude Era was about and what we grew up on, in that genre. And now I'm entertained. Now I can actually sit there and watch a full episode of Raw, not fast forward through it. It it's helped. Now AEW, I think, has taken a decline, um, just with the drama, CM Punk, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm a huge Young Bucks, huge Kenny Omega mark. Um, I love Kenny Omega. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Uh, him winning the trios belts and then having to give them up and then be suspended for a month, that hurt AEW, because Kenny Omega is huge for AEW. So, I think
100%.
getting, and then one thing that's I wish WWE would do and just bite the bullet is have a world war with another company. Have, AEW versus WWE. I'll never forget when WCW invaded WWE. That was just a biblical moment for wrestling, when you had all those belts in one promotion being defended, in one night. So I just think, if they could just put their egos aside and look at how much money could be involved with that. Even if New Japan has a great relationship with every company, have New Japan come to WWE. That would fucking be dope as fuck. Leave the politics aside with AEW and have New Japan. Have these bigger indie promotions, Warrior Wrestling, GCW. Get these people involved, I think, you know, and have that. But WWE makes so much fucking money. They have 2 million plus viewers for Raw. You know, they don't need to bring, you know, they don't want to be like every other company. They don't, you know, so I get it. But I just think from a fan standpoint, that would be awesome. But like I said, other than that, like New Japan's killing it right now. You got Chris Bay and Ace Austin in the Super Junior Cup Tag Team Tournament. They're fucking kicking ass. Impact's, you know, doing good. You know, I'm not too happy with the current, you know, heavyweight championship kind of thing, but you know, it is what it is. But other than that, dude, like wrestling's good.
I would agree. That wrestling is more. I wouldn't say it's there like in the 90s, like where the 90s was, but it's definitely there's definitely more variety. And I really wish they would do like something like you said, like a big old super card where you can have. I mean, at this point, why not? We've already broken the forbidden door like a million times, you know, with Mickey James coming to the Royal Rumble. It was like a couple of years back. You got Carl Anderson defending his never, you know, championship. And then, you know, just and
look at FTR. They got freaking every belt in the world, you know, and they're on AEW, you know.
I mean, it's insane, and the money. Oh my god, the money they would make if they had like a pay-per-view. I would have. Yeah, just do it once. You know, you could just have like one triple threat match with Pac and fucking Kofi Kingston. I don't care. Just do it. Just do it.
I don't see nothing with it. Like I said, millions and zillions of dollars would be made. You would have to fill up like the Cowboys Stadium. You would have to have it at.
Oh my god!
Just put everybody in that. You know what? Oh my.
you get like goosebumps just thinking about it, because
oh my god,
you just never know. You know, here comes Nick Gage. You know, holy shit, he's on the card. It's like it's crazy.
That's a whirlwind experience, but well, it probably never happened. But who knows?
Well, who knows? Who knows? But all right, we're gonna wind down here, guys. Before we go, Brandon, tell the people where they can find you if you want the follows. I'm assuming you want the follows.
Of course. Now, if you guys go to Facebook, we have our company name there, Snaps and Straps Inc. One of the groups there, and then also I'm an admin at Impact Wrestling Universe. That's for like the Impact stuff. And then I'm also a admin on Belt Addicts Anonymous, BAA. We do just replica belts, Figs Inc. belts, shop belts. We do a Tuesday buy sell trade. If you want to get on there, just answer the questions to sign in. Really good atmosphere, drama free. If you're a fan of like I said, replica belts, that's all there is on there. And then also on Instagram, you can follow me at @thereal_belt collector. That's where you'll see all these and what I've done for all the wrestlers and promotions and what's to come next couple weeks and next year. So yeah, that's about it. The Real Belt Collector, the Real_Belt Collector for Instagram, and then Snaps and Straps Inc. for Facebook. And like I said, man, thank you again for having me come on, man, and letting me come on and talk wrestling and belts.
Of course, man.
You're doing awesome too, man. I love all your posts on Instagram. Very intuitive, knowledgeable. You know, like I said, I've wanted to get you since last year, bro. Just to pick your brain, man.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No. Thank you, man, because I try my best. I try my best. I see some of the comments sometimes. It's nice, and then it's also really ugly. You know?
I hear you, man. Just gotta ignore it and just keep doing you, man. That's what that's what everyone says, man. Just have fun and let them hate.
Yeah, you can only go up from here. Only go up from here. But all right, guys, that's it from me. That's it from Brandon. Now watch the ending screen, you losers. Good night.
Junior watching Navi on my ex strippers, new killers, shot.